Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Women's Teams Classic, third annual, out on Zwift around San Sequoias for some awesome women's racing. Now, this is a teams points race out here today. It's going to be a long race here for the A's, specifically the C's and the D's. I believe we're doing 2 laps and 3s for the B's. We'll be following along. We've got feeds right now for the A's, the B's, and the C's. We're going to see if we can jump in with the D's. Huge apologies. We got 3 Zwift feeds. I think we can jump over, though, around a little bit with the feeds, though, as we get into the races, actually. So we will be able to find, I believe, the D's out on course as quick as we possibly can. Just a quick update on that, though, as our tools only allows us to do so much. But the A's are going to be jumping out on course here in just a minute, and it's going to be absolute battle out here. Now, the teams are competing for points out here, specifically through each one of the each lap. Obviously, they're going to be going through the sprint sections, the Queen of the Mountain sections, and then the actual winning of the race is going to be awarding points. Now, each of the teams are riding for the team specifically. Somebody will win across the line first, but it's all about the teams and getting as many points as they possibly can, each of these teams out on course here today. You want to follow along, you can do so over on ZwiftPower.com as well. There is a ton of the top tier ladies out here hammering away. I'm going to take a quick look at the current signups here. Heino RT is out there. We're looking at Kiss Racing Team. We're looking at Revo as well. SZ is out there. Team Cryogen, Team Fearless, Turbo, Vixen, all out there in the A category race as they do jump out on course. It does look like they have started up with their race, I believe, as they are just about to get going here. In the B category, they got about 24 seconds to go as well. So we're going to jump on with them in just a second here as they're starting their race. They're going to be out there for 3 laps, so going to be a pretty interesting day here with how many laps each of these riders are going to be doing. Let's go ahead and jump right into the racing here with the A category, though, as they are out on course. It does look like the leaders have started, from what I can see here. We're watching V. Estrella coming from the Vixen team here, chilling toward the back right now of this category. We're going to see if we can get a little bit further up in this category here with the riders. Doesn't look like Fearless there is there as well, as then Team Revo leading out toward the front. We're going to see if we can find the Heino riders, though, as they're going to be ones to be definitely watching out for, as they, I believe, are going to be the strongest out on course currently amongst the riders here. So B category out on course now as well. We're going to jump in with them in just a second as they do take off from the start pens as well. It does look like one of the riders there from this from the B category stuck in the pens there. We're trying to get up in front with them. The C category, though, also taking off as well. We're going to jump in with them here as it looks like that's our main feed that's going to be functioning for us right this section. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in with the C category as they take off out on course. If it's going to help us out here, maybe we'll be able to see. Here we go. So C category jumping out on course here. We do see we'll be jumping in with the A's and the B's in just a second. It does look like one of our main feeds here is attempting to grab the rest of the riders. We'll see if we can see where they're at in just a moment. D category sitting as well. There are so many riders actually in and amongst this race here. It's absolutely awesome to see how many women have jumped into the race today. If we move our way back here real quick, you can see how many are in the pens here for this D category as well. Just really quick here, wanted to give an idea of how many ladies have actually jumped into this race here. Huge amount of contingent of riders here. We're seeing the Christmas kits on here. Interesting to see. I wonder who that is going to be riding. Is that Cryogen that's using the Christmas kits? Cool to see. We do see our Timmons here now taking off in this D category. That's really awesome to see with the Christmas kits that they are using. out on course right now. Back in with the A category real quick. Strilla here from the Vixen team hanging on at the back right now. We'll see if we can find the front end of this race here in just a moment. Friends list nearby, not populating with the A's for some reason. We'll see if we can get that to change. It does look like there's a little bit of a break already happening in that A category. Maybe one of our other feeds will help us out with that. It does look like we're able to see all of the other categories, which is going to help us out a ton actually as we get out into the racing here, because that is definitely going to assist us in finding everybody that we need to find out on course. But it does look like Strilla here hanging on toward the back of the group here amongst the well, not the A category that's trying to get back on terms here. 3 off the back, though, at this point. So it's going to be a difficult day here, it looks like, for these ladies now. Toward the front, though, of the A category. We'll see if we can find that in just a second. I do have the B category, though, up now. So good to see that we're finally able to grab that at least. And this is going to be, it looks like, Team SZ. They've shown up with quite a few ladies, actually. It's going to be Embrink here, Team SC. Revo sitting toward the front there, as well as plenty of Revo riders. Jay Williams is there as well. Looks like from the Revo team. Plenty of other cryogens. Now you can see the B1, B2, B3 in the names there, and that is specifically to give everybody an idea of what category that they're riding in and how many are on each team, because it's 3 to 5 riders for each one of the teams. So I believe it is 3 or is it 4 riders for each one of the teams? I have to take look back at the rules there, but and you can only score, I believe it is, for your top 3 through each one of the sections of the course there. So it's going to be interesting to see how this ends up playing out. Now, all of the calculations are going to be done after the race, so we'll definitely be following along for the race as best as we possibly can. But because all the calculations are done post-race, we'll try and keep track of who gains what, where, when, and how. But the main thing is going to be taking a look at zwiftpower.com and following Team Fearless for their post-race calculations, so to get all of that. Now, we do have social media integration, as we always do. You can go ahead and jump on in and chat with us. We'll be following along as the race goes on here. Anna Russell, good to see you. Good to see you as well. Broadman, Go TFC and the Bees. Kristen Braddis, Lewis, good to see you there. Clive Kin as well, saying, even with Team Revo in the house, I'm still shouting KRT split house loyalty. Love to hear about the loyalties in each one of the households as well. That's always one of the cool things about in-house rivalries almost a lot of times. Cool to see Clive King cheering on both of, well, not both, but a couple of the teams out on course here today. So we're going to see if we can jump in with the front end of this A category in just a second here, guys. It's given us a little bit of a tough time when it comes to the A category right now. So we're going to see if we can get it to populate for us in just a moment. We might have to pull a couple tricks here in the background to grab the front end of the A category, as we do see where they're at, as Strilla is giving us a little bit of a idea of where the front end of this race is, but it's not exactly. It's saying that there's 2 in this category currently for us, so it's interesting to see. We'll see if we can maybe grab the front end of it another way. I think Marlene Jarhead, we're going to be able to grab her feed here in just a second, and if we do, we'll get a good idea of what's happening here. But it looks like it's not even going to. Oh, there we go. There we go. Frankenheim in the C category, able to jump over to her. Maybe, perhaps, there'll be a couple of tricks here we got up our sleeve that we can play. Maybe jump in toward the front end of the A category in just a second, because I know the Heino girls are most likely absolutely demolishing this race right now. I know that there was 3 of the strongest women we've ever seen out on Zwift jumping in there. I think they are also streaming their race as well, at least I believe from Hansen's point of view. We do see Emily Compson, I think, has jumped into the race out here today. So good to see that, I believe Emily HDR, one of the ride leaders, hammering away. So good to see her. Now back in with the A's. This is the back end of the A category. Still trying to make a chase. It looks like look at the gap here that is opened up though to the ladies up ahead. absolute suffering here to try and bring things back. And with 4 laps in Santa Sequoias, we're looking at I think 80 kilometers here. It's going to be a tough day here for the ladies in this A category that have fallen off pace right from the get-go here, actually. So back in with the B category, though, real quick, we've got a huge contingent of riders right now making their way through this section here of the Oasis right now. And it's probably going to be pretty chill here, I think, until they do hit the Sand and Sequoias KOM. B category here with Cryogen, it looks like, toward the front. B2s, Rogers there as well. Always kind of toward the front there. L. Collins there, it looks like, from the draft team, also hammering away up toward the front end. Huge contingent of riders here, 71 in this women's race right now. Big shout out to the Crow Jen in their new kit. Absolutely loving the new kit there with the the holiday spirit here. It looks like a little bit as well with that new kit. So great, great addition to the world of Zwift racing and the community teams that we're seeing out there for sure. Joiner there from Team Draft, seeing her making her way to the front there. That's going to be the red kit if you want to keep eyes on all of the teams. You're going to see Vixen here up toward the front. That's going to be the orange and the purple kit on the middle of the pack there for just a second. Now moving their way backwards through the pack there, it looks like. Be watching out for Team Vixen. They've got quite a few riders in their Team SZ. You can see with the SCR blue kit there as well. Merritt there with the Z Sun. That's going to be the white, red, and black kit that's going down the middle of the pack right now. And then, as we just said again, on the right-hand side of the pack there, it's going to be Draft. And on the front, it's Cryogen with that new green kit right now. So back in, though, toward the front of this C category. Let's go ahead and see how things are playing out there in the C category, as it looks like C categories hammering away. Solid effort here. 14th place looks like it's going to be dual-load. We'll get the images up on the screen here in just a second as the riders are making their way through the Oasis in the C category right now. They have C category also with plenty of riders. Interesting to see how many riders. There's tons of riders in the lower cats, actually. This is extremely popular. 95 racers, actually, have jumped into the C category. That may be the largest contingent of riders, actually, out on course right now. Great to see how many of these women are out here supporting their teams, getting an amazing workout, and looking to go for that gold medal, actually. They are awarding gold, silver, and bronze in this 3rd annual Teams Classic. It's been an extremely, it looks like a ton of work that they put into making this happen, actually, out on Zwift. And so this is going to be the C category. 95 women in here in this C category, as you can see. 21st place currently with Dulid riding for JZ, it looks like here. Is that going to be in the red and black kit, actually? We're going to have to take a look at ZwiftPower.com to get an idea of each one of these teams. It looks like there's a couple of teams that are kind of coming out of the woodwork that we're not exactly extremely familiar with. Always good to see new teams and coming into the world of Zwift racing and esports here at this at each and every level of racing out on course, actually. So Vixen here, as we said earlier, in that purple and orange kit. It's going to be coming out of the USA. Actually, 3 Vixen riders all right next to each other. Good to see them working together here, kind of controlling the pace here in this C category up toward the front, it looks like. Fearless there on the left, you can really easily spot them. They are the sponsors and organizers of the race here with the We Are Fear on the back there. Crazy Canuck there, it looks like, coming out of Canada. And then it's going to be on the left-hand side of the screen there, that bright neon kit there. Always good to see. It fits very well with the Tron bikes, actually. And that's exactly what Kalate is saying, actually. We'll bring in some of your questions and comments. It's going to be a very long stream here today as we cover each one of the categories. So make sure to keep on bringing in all your questions and comments as they do come in. We'll make sure to feature them. Good to see Kalate here over on the feed over at Twitch there. And keep your he loves the Fearless kit as well. If you do want to interact with the broadcast at all, make sure to go ahead and bring your comments in. We'll have them over on Twitch, YouTube, as well as Facebook. So easy to see there. Good to see. Oh, this is a great little. I'm loving the tweet here coming from the Weiss family, actually, and they are absolutely awesome. Absolutely love the Scotty Weiss and Katrina, actually, here. Let's go ahead and bring in. And if you guys want to do the same, you can do so just by tweeting at Z Community Live at Z Community Live, and if you by doing so, you'll be able to bring in your questions and comments actually really easily. Here on the broadcast. So go ahead and bring those on in, and we'll feature them as best as we possibly can. The shot here of Katrina hammering away with Scotty cheering her on. There's the live scene there, riding for Team Revo, looking strong. Is that is Katrina riding for Revo or Riva? Is there a new team or is there a mispronunciation there? Who are the favorites, Nathan? Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. You know, I think with the team, here's the thing. Like as a scratch race, you know, I think it's going to be because it's not a scratch race. It changes things up a little bit here for who the favorites are going to be, because it's going to be all about the points and all about the teams here out on course. And so because it's all about the teams, it's going to be about who is going to be you know, who's going to be the most tactical, I think, out on course to grab as many points as they possibly can. And there's another thing is a lot of the riders that we are familiar with out here, they are, you know, perhaps not, the riders we're super familiar with are perhaps, you know, they're going to be super strong, but, you know, they're used to very short races, very high intensity short races here. So it'll be interesting to see if perhaps it breaks things up a little bit more as far as who can grab points when, where, and how. So, you know, maybe maybe we're just saying that just to, you know, to keep things interesting here. But you know, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it ends up playing out here amongst the riders, because you know, obviously Hino, they've got 3 riders at the front end of the A race here, and as soon as we can actually grab the A race, we will, and we'll be able to give you guys an idea of what is going on there. I'm being told that there are 30 riders still up at the front of the A category. For some odd reason, our A category feed is only giving us Strilla from the Vixen team. So we're going to see if we can get that to change up here in just a second. And if we can, we'll go ahead and move our way to the front with that main group out there. So it does look like, yeah, it's for some reason, if we do enter San Sequoias here with Strilla, we still just have the single feed actually with the A category. So thanks for the updates, you guys. We'll go ahead, we'll get in with the A's as fast as we possibly can. We might have to do a hard restart and use a couple of tricks that we may have up our sleeve to make that happen, as it looks like for some odd reason it's just not enjoying the A category out there today. So we'll go ahead and do a quick restart on that feed and see if we can jump back in with that A category. We're at the B's though, as they do head into the San Sequoias here for their first time. There will be Queen of the Mountain points up and over the top here in just a moment. There were some points going through the first section, I believe, of the sprint as well. We were unable to catch where things worked out there with the A's and the B's and the C's category. But as we get out into the broadcast here a little further, we'll make sure to start organizing and figuring out where everybody is at as they make their way around course here. So now Cryogen, though, taking up to the front in this B category. Good to see them hammering away and putting a little bit of pressure on. Dropping people off is going to be important in order to try and grab as many points as you possibly can. I think that, you know, and if you drop people off early, you secure a lot of extra points for yourself that they cannot grab. So shedding as many of the riders as you possibly can is where it's at. Now it is only going to be the top 3 across the line for each of the teams, though, for the Queen of the Mountain, for the points for the sprint, as well as for the points across for the finish line. And so it's really just all about reserving what you can and hammering specifically those sections. Now there's a break in this B category. You can see a couple of riders have fallen off pace, and with only 3 laps, you know, out there, it's interesting to see. They're going to be on the chase. It looks like Downey here from Team Revo, as well as C. Merritt, Hines, the Vixen rider there, Hewitt, Cryogen falling off a little bit here now. Moving forward, now it's a 7-second gap. 1 second back to this Vixen rider here. Interesting to see. We're going to see if they can make something happen here, but going to be a tough day if they are unable to bring this back together now. Broner here, Vixen going back to the main pack here now at this point. So, looking back through now, gonna be a long day in the saddle for this chase group, as it looks like we do have a front-running group here in this B category. I believe it's gonna be about 20, maybe even 30 riders that are breaking away now at this point now. Clay, thanks a lot. Appreciate all the comments there. Lee Oliver, Go Team Revo, we're hearing there. Mark Boyley as well, saying Go JZQ girls. Good to see you. Thanks a lot, Scotty, as well over on Twitch. Let me know that you were saying Team Revo and cheering on. Absolutely awesome to see you there, cheering on your wife out on course there as well. So always great to see the families that are out there Zwifting and cheering each other on out on course. So. We're going to see if we can jump back in with the C category now, as they're just going to be starting their climb into the Sand and Sequoias now. Good to see the C category here with Sawatsky here from Team Vixen. 10th place currently. Really getting strung out here now, as you can see, in this C category. It looks like toward the front end of the race now, it's Cameron now starting to hammer away. Z-Sun, though, it's iGots here from Z-Sun pushing the pace. Now, if you're wondering how you were able to get into the point structure, you did need to pre-register for this, and I think that's kind of cool what they're doing with the pre-registration actually with this race actually, and the reason being is because as those pre-registrations make it so the riders then are tracked. Each one of them is verified, and then they make sure that they're tracking each one of the riders and what they're doing for their for the team points actually out on course. So and in this event, so these are all pre-registered teams, tracked, and an amazing job that the ladies over at Fearless have done putting that all together actually. So it does look like we were able to jump in, and I think we're going to be able to find Katrina Weiss out here actually in just a second. Racing, we'll see if we can jump in with them. We're jumping around a little bit here with one of our feeds. As soon as we can find out what's going on amongst this A category, we will do so. I believe we've got Helen McKay is out there from Team Turbo, as well as we're seeing Karen Loomis from Cryogen. We're seeing a few others there. Big shout outs to all these ladies that have jumped into the race here today, as they're making their way out on around the course here for each one of the laps. Now it's going to be 2 laps for the D's and the C's as well, so a little bit quicker. So we're going to be able to find the each of the sprints at least through each one of the sections as they make their way through the course. We're going to follow up here though with this B category as they do make their way around toward the KOM here, and as they do. Gonna be at the front, Joyner from Draft, followed by Collins. Now, Team Draft looking to steal all the points actually in this B category. Actually, Joyner hammering away 4.0 watts per kilogram. Peterson out to the front there. Collins there as well. Rogers from Riva following up. Now, this is going to be an interesting situation here because there are points only for the top 3 in the team, and they might be able to secure as much as they possibly can actually up over the top of this climb here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look here at the rules for this race out here today, as Team Fearless have put together a pretty cool look at a rules structure actually for this whole thing, and we're going to take a quick look at this and see exactly how that structuring goes for the points, because I believe from what I could see is that for the Queen of the Mountain, as they come over the top, there's going to be a podium, gold, silver, and bronze for each of the categories. The top 3 riders from each team will be awarded points based on their finish time. But for the Queen of the Mountain scores, all riders from each team, provided they finish the event, are eligible for Queen of the Mountain points for their team. This is the Titan Grove Forward segment. Riders will be scored within their own category. In other words, there would be a first place awarded into A, B, C, and D categories through 5th place. So the top 5 through here are going to be able to grab some points right now in this B category. First place 5, second, 4th, all the way down. And the fastest times, though, are what are going to be not, it sounds like, across the entire event. So interesting to see. This is all about getting the fastest time up and over the top of the climb, it sounds like, according to the according to the leaderboards, I believe, is what they're going to be looking for. More than interesting to see how that's going to end up panning out. So maybe some riders going to be reserve a little bit. We'll see if they can make a faster time than what they're going to hammer out over the top here each and every lap. It'll be interesting to see if it does get faster throughout the laps. Looking at the overalls here, Clark now coming through for Cryogen, looking for the first one across the line. And as she does come across the line, it looks like it'll be a 4:35 here. Williams there from the KRT team. It's going to be Rogers across for second there. 36.74, 36.74, 37.4, a little ways back. So the 35 with Jay Clark going to be the fastest time over the top there. Clark working really well. We're getting a comment there coming from Temple Byam there as well. A category, a little strung out down. Thank you very much, Bevo Bill. We'll see if we can jump in with them still. Still working on it there, guys. I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. Never seen this before in the World of Zwift here for the categories. So as soon as we possibly can, we will jump in with the A category if we can find it out on course here. But struggling just a tad to get back in with them. So, but as soon as we can do, we will definitely jump in there and grab the front end of that A category. If we're able to find them out on course here with our Zwift feed. Apologies on that, guys. We really wanted to be able to catch that, but for some reason, not getting a population here for the main A category out on course. As soon as we're gonna try a couple more times. We've restarted our Zwift feed a few times for the for our A category feed. No avail just yet, but we may be able to still make something happen here in just a second. So as soon as we do get that up and running, we'll jump right on with them. But B category, though, as you can see, Williams here on the attack. They have a 3-second gap. This may be a winning move, actually, with 3 laps here in this. Now we're getting to the kicker, and this is the main section, actually the most dangerous section of the course. The KOM, the Queen of the Mountain section of it, in and of itself, not necessarily the most dangerous. These undulations with the high speed that come after them are really the points at which you need to be watching out. As you can see, Team SZ there with Embring, Holmite, Mitchell, as well as Revo and Rogers, all knowing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Look at them working so well. They're absolute suffering right now coming from them. Cryogen with the Bees now coming on through. It looks like Joyner from the draft able to come through as well. Jay Williams for KRT now. It's going to be Holmson there from Revo. Collins from Draft. Delu making it through now as well. It's going to be late now, as well as one of the riders coming out of Canada, actually, Timwell now. Is with the Academy Tribe riding for the Team Vixen. So a couple of Vixens making their way to the front here, it looks like. And then at the back, they're sitting actually a lot of Vixen riders. Looks like maybe 4 of them actually that are coming on through. Upshaw now making their way, it looks like, toward the back. Now the split is here, though. 30 seconds. We said this was the most dangerous point out on course, and that look exactly why. Out to 32 seconds so quickly. Going to be a long day in the center. Now, there is a larger group, though, behind here that could work together. It's a very long race out here today, so lots to do still for the riders. They may be able to make something happen here. Johnny P will be jumping in with the Ds as fast as we possibly can. We need to do a little bit of work here in the background to make that happen. A couple of our Zwift feeds. Did not stick with the events, and there's still some development when it comes to broadcast tools, and as that development is taking place, we're still a little bit of growing pains once in a while here on Zwift Community Live in using those broadcast tools. So we'll get in with those categories as fast as we possibly can. For now, we have a C and a B category. But I've been following along on ZwiftPower.com. I'm going to quick give you guys an update, though, in the commentary for what is going on with the live results over on ZwiftPower.com. It does look like there is a solid contingent. Claudia Berry, Helen McKay, looks like Louise Halbach, Vicky Whitelaw, Heino, Cecilia Hansen. This is all A category. Have made the main group. It looks like Jessica Etzquist, Leo Minlu, Marlene Jarhead, Stephanie, it looks like Stephanie Sidlick from Vixen has made it as well. Katrina Weiss is in there for Team Revo in the A category. Now, but there off the back, there's like a 15-second gap now back to a group, it looks like, of about 10 riders or so. That's containing Charlotte Watts, it looks like, as well as Krista Kadatz, Laura Eppelbaum, Leah Brewer, as well as Lois Brewer, all Team Fearless. Monalee Keller, and then Katrina Weiss is in that as well. So, Chris Childs working on that as well. In the D category, current situation, it looks like Vixen with Aaron Artessa leading things out off the front there with a Vixen rider and Barnes actually have hammered away. They are sitting. They're actually on the Queen of the Mountain right now. We'll get some times for you as fast as we possibly can. It looks like Paige Hayden as well as Roxanne Timmis off the back a little bit with a group of 4. Team Crowdgen working together to come over the top there and chase down that Vixen riders that are off the front there. So that's the current situation. This is the B category we're still in with, though, as they are all looking to chase down a pack that has broken their way off the front, actually. Cryogen at the back of that front pack. This is the main peloton, perhaps, with a breakup ahead there of about 20-plus riders. So interesting to see a big breakaway, actually. The peloton could chase it down, though, here with Dowling HDR at the front here. Going to be a long day in the saddle to try and make that happen, actually. So we'll see how that ends up playing out here in this B category. It's going to jump back in with the C's now as they are making their way down the other side of the Queen of the Mountain right now. It looks like at the front here, HDR, I got Sun here, the rider that did go flying up over the top of that Queen of the Mountain there. A Cameron here, PZ, it looks like Ferris as well as Kruger. Dulude now as well. 2 seconds back, it's going to be Cryogen, though, trying to chase things down. This group is going to bring things back in the C category, I believe, here. It looks like, and all back together here. Anybody that's off the back of this, though, is going to be struggling for sure. Cryogen, their new Christmas kit, hammering away, as you can see, with Vixen here now working their way with them. Looks like it's going to be happening with PTZ in there in the C category with 2 riders. With Cameron, it looks like, as well as one other rider there. PTZ, one of the jerseys we did not mention, and one of the teams that we didn't take a quick look at just yet, and that's going to be Cameron here toward the front on the riding around on the Zwift, one of the Zwift originals there. PTZ there now as well on the purple Tron bike there too. So great job to them. Go Laura Upper Brown, go Katrina Weiss. Amazing race today. Good to see Gail Coacher hanging out at the Facebook stream right now. Great to see the ladies there cheering each other on. Always great to see. So again, we are looking to try and jump back in with the A category in just a moment. A little bit of a struggle with the feeds there for the A's and the D category. So as soon as we possibly can, though, we will make it happen out here on Zwift Community Live. Again, the reason being is that the main feed died for us up front, and we're going to see if we can get back into there. We have a couple of tricks up our sleeve to make it happen. Usually unable to join late, but if we can, we will make it happen as fast as possible. Looks like, though, back in with this B category. The chase is on. This is the main chase here, it looks like. They've got a lot of work cut out from them, but they're keeping it steady here in this B category. 50 seconds. At the front end of this category, it looks like C. Scott there from Z-Sun trying to push the pace. They're going to have to keep things moving here. You know, a few of these riders that are in this pack behind, they're no joke. I mean, Merritt here from Z-Sun. We saw a KRT rider there as well that actually Hates in here as well. Very strong rider to be watching out for. So with TFC making their way to the front there now, it looks like, too. So Marini here from TFC. Well, there's more there from Fearless. I mean, plenty of strong riders here in this chase, and perhaps not looking to put out too much effort with 3 laps and so much racing to go still. They might have just been keeping it a little bit calmer before they really put in any efforts. 52 seconds come back pretty easy, but especially with this many riders in here, they have plenty of firepower to make it happen. They can use the snowball effect here out on Zwift and most likely bring something back now. So going for the sprint to the Queen of the Mountain now. Thanks a lot, Chris. I appreciate it. So, yeah, and that's one other thing is that the sprints here, these are going to be some points now out on course. Going to be all about the fastest times as they do come on through. And it looks like Cryogen opening things up now. Revo with 35:10 was the fastest time, it looks like, toward the top of the leaderboard. This is going to be all about the points here. Revo actually with the top 3 right here. Interesting to see. So they award only to the top 5 here. Now Cryogen coming on through. Are they going to try and take any kind of a sprint situation? Jay Williams comes through with a fast time, but not really interested, it looks like, in grabbing those points here. Maybe more interested in the points across the finish line, perhaps, actually. So it looks good to see Hild wrong there, saying, go Team Fearless. Thanks for jumping into the broadcast. Still racing, but out of the pack in a dropped group. Carissa out on course and hammering away. Always good to see Carissa Min and jumping into the broadcast. And while she's out there actually racing. So, make sure to don't settle down right now, Carissa. Make sure you push on today, as it's going to be a long day in the saddle. And you can go ahead and make sure to bring your questions and comments. It's going to be a long broadcast here as we try to bring it. Again, one of the main questions is, where is the A category race? Trying to make it happen. We will jump over to that race as fast as we possibly can, as we did lose one of our feeds there. So we may be able to jump in with the D category, though, in just a second. And if because it looked like a few of the ladies were populating in the broadcast tools for us here, and as we do get those avatars populated, we will jump in with them if we are able to find them out on course. You know, there was, in the old school days of Zwift broadcasting and racing, you used to be able to join a rider, jump in with them, and by joining those riders, we may be able to do that actually here still. You would actually get the population of them on the right hand side. So we're going to see if we can make that happen here out on the course as well. We'll see if it is completely called event, though. May not be able to happen, but we'll give it a shot, and we'll go ahead and make sure that we're following them on, because I believe a few of our broadcast tools should be following some of these higher end racers here actually out on course, though. So a couple of questions going. Go Coach Thea, we're hearing from Gail Kocher as well. Go team, good to see Gail Kocher here cheering on coaches. Always cool to see the community and the way that they interact with the riders that they're cheering on. Great to see that as well. Go retro. Thanks a lot, Phipps. Yep, we're looking to make that happen. Going full on retro. And that was actually, I mean, way back. We're talking like 4 years ago. That was the way that you were able to jump in with the races, actually, a lot of times. And so going to go full retro here, see if we can make that happen with the jumping into the races here. If we do follow the riders. If we don't follow the riders on this main feed, it'll be a little bit more difficult, but if we we'll see if we can find them as they make their way around the course. So many riders actually in the world of Zwift right now. A little bit difficult to find, but Go Fearless, we're here and here as well. Coming in from D Make Peace. Jumped in on Emily Lewis in the DCAT watching live. Thanks a lot, Simon. Appreciate that. We'll see if we can find Lewis there out on course. That's a great shout out, actually. Back in with the B category, a little bit of a struggle actually here. Excuse me, C category. It's Cameron as well as Baker here from Team Revo trying to get back on terms. Now it looks like a serious split, so the C category pushing on, it looks like. Toward the front here, look now of this race. It's going to be Ferris now. AHDR really hammering away. 1 second now. Vixen gets back on terms, but a little bit of split here happening through the flatter sections out on course. It's only 2 laps here for the C category, so interesting to see with this C category. It's going to be everything on the table now. And, you know, 42.75 kilometers total. So, you know, this is going to be it here with these 2 laps, C and D categories. So we're going to make sure to jump in with those categories. We'll jump back in with the A's actually a little bit later on, I think, as their race continues on and really gets moving out on course. The main reason being would be that as the riders, you know, they got 4 laps. It's going to be a longer race. And since our main feeds for the A category went away, we'll just jump in with them as they get through to their 3rd and 4th lap, actually. But we'll see if we can jump in with those Ds. But the C category really putting some pressure on. They were able to drop off, it looks like, Ganley as well. As a couple of other riders, it looks like here. Ganley, and then it's going to be HDR later. Ladies there as well. Heedman, it looks like... Steedman, now from the KRT team, coming out of the UK. Fearless now toward the front, but they are not going to be involved for the points. And that's the main thing. If you want to be able to support your team out there, need to definitely make sure that you're hanging in amongst the front end of this pack. Points awarded over the Queen of the Mountain, as well as the sprint and the finish line, with the fastest times out on course. Did Flav laps to this circuit Friday? Not easy. We're hearing from Lewis Go V. Mr. Conquistador, I'm a little lost. Is this just A's and B's with breakaways now? Mr. Conquistador, thanks a lot. I appreciate the comment there, and we're definitely working on getting the broadcast figured out here. There was a little bit of a mistake made with well, not a mistake, but a little bit of a bug with one of the tools, and for some reason the A category was not loading up for us. So right now we're just covering the C and the B category as they make their way through. It is a points competition that they are competing in out on course here today, and as they do, they are absolutely killing it, but each one of the teams here have 3 to 5. I believe it's going to be, is it 3, right? Let me just double check here. The 4 members per team to help account for drop. So we're seeing teams will consist of 3 to 5 ladies. We strongly recommend 4 members per team to help account for dropouts, technical issues, DNFs. Only the top 3 finishers for each team will count for the points, but the Queen of the Mountain points from any member will count as long as they finish. Any teams that finish with less than 3 members will not be eligible for points. So it's a team's competition that's happening here. It's all about the points that the teams get in total to win for the team. So it's not necessarily about the individual riders, Mr. Conquistador. And as we're watching here, the main pack in the C's as well as the B category right now, we're looking to get back in with the A's here. So A's will be doing 51.54 in total miles, 82.95 kilometers. So a huge day out on course here for the A category, and they are absolutely flying, it looks like. I'm going to take a quick look here at the current situation over on Swift Power as I'm logging in to one of the main feeds as well. Claudia Baring still amongst the leaders. They're about to head into their second time over the top of the Titans Grove Queen of the Mountain as they are leaving the flatter sections of the course. Helen McKay is still in there with them. Vicky Whitelaw, Cecilia Hansen. Looks like a couple of little splits been happening though. 30 seconds back in the A category, Charlotte Watts as well as the Steel Marie. Only 30 seconds though, and it looks like they're working very hard. And with such a long race, these kind of situations are going to be really difficult to, hold on to perhaps. It's 8 seconds back, it looks like, to Claudia, though, at this point. Claudia Baring on the attack in the A category. We got to get some images of this, you guys. Working on it 100% because it looks like there is some amazing racing going on out on Zwift right now, and with this women's race. And apologies again that our feed died with the A category, but as soon as we possibly can, we'll be jumping in with them and finding that front group here in those A's here. Logging in right now with it and making sure that we're following the riders that we need to. And lots of companion app work going on in the background here. But we're looking at all the C category. A little bit of attacks happening there. Everybody kind of holding hands in these lower cats right now, it looks like. Interesting to see. Nobody really willing, it looks like, to take the risk at this point to make anything really happen. Z-Sun's still at the front in the C category with iGots. We're looking at the B category here, all kind of chill. Still in there with Cryogen, Team Fearless. Z-Stun is still in there as well. It looks like. So solid efforts here coming from each one of those riders now in the B category. Interesting to see here as we're looking to try and jump into our other logins happening here. We're going to just commentate on how we cannot log in. That's what we're going to do to the to our broadcast for the A's and the D's now at this point. That's what everybody gets for the commentary. No, sorry, everybody. Just some boys, you just got to have a laugh about it. If things don't go exactly to the plan, nothing much else that you can do when it comes to having any kind of mishap when it comes to the broadcasts out on Zwift here. So still a little bit of growing pains, as we said, and having fun with it, though. we'll catch it as fast as we possibly can at the back end of the race as they do finish in that A category. So looks like we're getting a little bit of somewhere as we do have, looks like Hubach is followed by this one. So we are going to be able to grab, I think, a view of Luis Hubach here in just a moment. So, oh, and now James Hodges. James, are you? I asked, and this is actually great, Hodges. Thank you so much. I asked if there was going to be live points, and I wasn't sure if there was going to be. So in the C category, James, if you could PM me a link for that, because I thought we were not going to be having any kind of live results here. Yes, we do need prayers for Nathan. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Carissa, as well, because right now it's a little bit of a struggle bus. But we'll make it happen. We're almost there. I think it's going to happen. We are just about at the point where I think I can have an A category situation here in just a second as we're getting out on course here with the main group with the A's at the front. Think we found it here. Thank you, James. There, James, absolutely awesome here. Just an FYI, the Christmas kit is not the new cryogen kit. The new kit didn't come through for all. Oh, it's not the new cryogen. Interesting. So, well, thanks a lot for the update there. That's interesting to see, and I wonder what situation is with that here, but not sure. So what is you can go ahead and link it up for us too if you want there, local strongman. But too bad to hear that they didn't all come through. Thanks for clearing that up. Loving the commentary. Thanks, Mr. Well, we're doing what we can. Sometimes you got to just do what you can with what you got, right? And this is what we got right now. So SP Kit goes well with the VZT team. Green for the win. Mariah Teresa Childs just took fourth in the DCAT sprint. Chris Childs, it's absolutely awesome. And if we can find that main DCAT, we will do so in just a moment here. But it looks like we went ahead. We're going to have to go with perhaps old school looking Zwift. At least we'll get the images, right? But we're going to have to go with old school looking Zwift, I think, to really make this happen here. I think that the events are called, this event may be called actually, and because of that, we may not even be able to jump into seeing the ladies here. But if it's not, we'll see what we can make happen. Thanks a lot, Jenny Price. Appreciate it. So, old school looking Zwift. We'll see if it works out for the A category. C category, pretty chill. Let's go ahead and jump back in with the Bs, though, as they are making their way through their second time through the KM. They are doing 3 laps out here, 31.7 kilometers in 44 minutes, 42 minutes now, as you can see. And this is going to be a serious pressure point here, I think, for this B category. Looks like they're chasing down one of the A category riders that did get dropped off, actually. Interesting to see. That is happening here at this point. Now, let's cross our fingers here as I'm jumping in with Luis Hubach right now on one of my other feeds, and I'm hoping it's going to load up and show us the riders here. When I loaded it up before, though, it showed me nothing. We'll see if it does it this time for us here. Up toward the front door, Daly there from Fearless. Rogers there, Revo now as well. Looks like Cryogen trying to make a move. All kind of bunched up, though, together at this point. And, it looks like we may be lucky here, guys. Worked out. And look at this. Let's get some pogs in chat, everybody. Absolutely loving it. If you're not a Twitch user, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I think we got it. I've got a feed, it looks like. I'll show it to you in just a second. I'm just trying to tease you. But it looks like this may have worked. As, please, let's go. There it is. We've got it. We got it. We did it, chat. We got a back to me button. We're going to have all the funny buttons back onto the funny look back out on Zwift. But we've got the front end of the race in the A category. We did it. Retro Zwift, here we go. Manual live scoring via database and spreadsheets. A tad fiddly. Assume some errors. Gotcha. Clive King. Woohoo! We got it. And that's the most excitement we've had all broadcast. is that the broadcast is now working. And Brian Peterson saying great job at the front of the bees now here as well. And as well as not called riding with the seas at the moment. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that, Carissa. So old school rules, Clivekin says as well. Go with Danielle here coming in from Sharky Evil. So thanks a lot, everybody, for all the comments and sticking with us as we were figuring out what was going on with the main pack, with getting the main pack with the front end of the situation here with this A category. We'll see if we can jump in with the D's here in just a second. I'm going to give it a little bit of another go with another little trick that we might be able to play here. It might work. We'll see. Out on course. Victoria Williams saying thank God. And I know, right? Now, Hubach, though, this is perfectly timed because Hubach's on the attack. She's pushing it 7 seconds here. As soon as we jumped in with them, it's all about the camera for Hubach, it looks like here, because she immediately went to the front and just started hammering. And amazing effort here, actually, coming from Hubach as she starts to push the pace here. 7 watts per kilogram. This is going to be the Danish national champion right now, riding for Heino A1. Really pushing the pack now at this point and trying to make something happen right now. I'm going to see if we can jump back in with the D category here real quick as well. We're looking for one of the riders. I was told that there was somebody following along with the D category, and that is going to be Emily Lewis. Thanks a lot for that. We'll see if we can find her out on course as she's going to be our big helper here to get in with that category in one of our feeds here. And there's a couple of there's 3 Emily Lewises actually out on course. Hopefully riding for Z's son, I'm assuming. I'm just going to add them all. And we'll go ahead and jump in and see if we can find the D's out here as well. And we're pulling some super sneaky tricks here right now, guys, to follow up with all of these racers. But Hubach here on the attack, 6.5 watts per kilogram. She's going to be grabbing a lot of points over the top of this Queen of the Mountain now. 3% gradient now. Takashi heading to exit. Interesting to see some little chats going on here. Vicky Whitelaw, teammate, looking to take the second place, looks like, over the top here coming out of Australia. The Sidlick now from Vixen. A little bit of a power-up now here coming from, it looks like Jarheed now. Marlene trying to hold on, hitting onto the wheel. McKay there from Turbo now going as well, it looks like. And now Hubach, though, still grabs all the points over the top. Looks to get some rest. It just looks 182 beast sprint. I don't think that's a dropout. That's just a dead out. Like, I mean, just absolutely everything she had in order to take a 347.7 Hubach, showing why she's the Danish national champion. But McKay from Turbo here coming on, it looks like, with a break now. Baring, oh no, Claudia Baring from Fearless. She's going to have to work together with Milou here. Reed from Caratiz off the back as well. Hansen now from Heino sitting on the back. Not something you usually see. Now, she is a sprinter, though. Oh, no. Hubach, after that huge effort, 5.8 watts per kilogram. Got to get back on terms because this is a crazy section. Heino here maybe at a little bit of a risk. They've got 4 laps still, you guys. This is going to be all about playing it smart and the endurance that they're going to have to hold on to make this happen. But now it's going to be Grobler, Revo, Bacchus, Turbo we're now seeing here as well. So all still together at the front here, but they've broken quite a few off from that pressure that they put on. 18 seconds can be brought back, but Fearless with Milou and Barely, they're going to have to make something happen. Jennifer Reel's back there as well. 23 seconds. So see if this ends up working out for those riders now. So let's go ahead and see if we can jump on in with the front of the D category in just a second. I believe we may be able to find them here. Let me just load a few things up here real quickly, as it looks like maybe, oh, this is going to be a struggle bus a little bit here still. More prayers for Nathan, please, as we're still looking to make this happen, as the main broadcast stuff here is giving us a little bit of a struggle here still. So we'll see if we can make it happen for the D category. I know they're going to be finishing up. I want to catch their sprint, everybody. I'm working on it as best as we possibly can. And as soon as we do, we will bring you that feed. But it's Heino here toward the front. Let's jump back in with the B category because I think the main selections happened there for those the A's. Back in with the B category. A little bit of split here at the front, though. It's going to be Claire here making something happen for Crowgen. It was a 2-second gap. She's looking over the top of the KOM. Did she grab a faster time is going to be the question. Second place there. Oh, my gosh, look at that. A tenth of a second. It was a tenth of a second. Oh, the struggle is real. They got with that tenth of a second, making things a little bit more difficult for Team Cryogen, but they've got the top two though on the leaderboard, and they were able to drop a few riders off here. It looks like 4 seconds back. I think they're going to get back on terms though. Joiner here though, trying to make something happen. B category really pushing along here. Solid effort there all around for this B category right now. Back in with the C's though, as they're making their way over the top right now. As they do start their climb, we do have a little bit of a kick here coming from Williams now from Revo. Looks like, and then it's going to be Gots here. Always been a very strong rider so far. 4.8 watts per kilogram here coming from the Z Sun rider, actually. Interesting to see if she can hold on to this kind of a pace right now here. Cryogen trying to chase it down out of Canada, 8 seconds back here at this point. So pretty big gap right now. Back to this rider now, so we'll see if they can close this down, because that is a huge gap. Now 10 seconds continues to go out actually, as the riders are absolutely hammered there. 41 kilometers per hour average here coming from Iva Gotts actually here. 34.6 kilometers into her race, so amazing job here coming from this rider right now. But we'll see if we can jump back in with the D's here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and see how things are playing out with this A category. They're on the attacks now on the downhill, as you can see. Hansen, Heino, still 3 national champions at the front end of this race, pushing the pace continually, non-stop really. Now, big shout out though, real quickly, just coming across my screen, the reality of all of the Williams. I think there were 3 Williams cousins actually, hammering away out on course. Really great to see. I did find a D category rider. I'm going to go ahead and I'm trying to join up with her right now actually, and we'll see how things are playing out, because they're about to make their finish, and we definitely, with only 2 laps, we want to catch all of the finishes actually for each of the riders. So we went ahead and tried to ride with. We'll see if it does update for us here in just a second. But back in the front here of the A's, now back in with the B category. They're really starting to hammer away here as well in this B categories. We do have Joyner from Draft trying to push the pace on a little bit. Up in the 6% gradient here now real quick. Joyner late here. KRT now doing so as well. Revote with Rogers now, looks like, trying to make something happen. And the join button did not work for our D category, so we'll see if we can fix that for you guys in just a second. But for now, not happening just yet. We're going to try a couple more things here as the riders are making their way around here. So looking through the comments here, we're hearing James Hodges saying that in the B category, thanks a lot, James. This is a great update here, actually. James giving us all the points. Cryogen currently in the B category, which we are watching, with 14 points, KRT with 9, and Revo with 8. They're going to have 1 more lap to go to be able to grab more points. It's going to be all about the KOM in the sprint, but then also the finish across the line is going to be, you know, for the main race itself. The finish across the line, I think, is worth a pretty good amount of points. I'm going to take a quick look at the scoring for across the line. Points will be awarded in descending order. From first place, we're going to award 36 points, second 35 from the first finisher to the last. So from 36 points all the way down. So still a lot that you can work with there, even if you did not get the fastest time over the KOM or fastest time through the sprint section. So lots of points to be awarded through there still. So still lots of hopes, though, for a lot of the teams. But currently, Cryogen absolutely walking away with it in the B category. In the A category, from what we're seeing here, James, thanks a lot for the updates here. This is absolutely great to see. Heino dominating. Absolutely dominating. Revo and Fearless got a lot of work cut out from them, but 36 points on 36 points. So still a lot of points that can be awarded from first all the way down. But the reality is that Heino, with how dominant that they are, can they really bring those kinds of numbers back? It's not like Heino's not going to be involved in the sprint to the finish line. So we'll have to wait and see how that ends up playing out here. Interesting to see if they're going to be able to make something happen up against Team Heino, because still involved here toward the front. It's going to be, we're looking at Revo is still in there at the front end. Grobler's in there from in this A category still. Looking through for a few others there. Looks like, though, not a whole lot. Team Fearless, are they still involved here at the front end of this race here in this A category? Yes, Jennifer Real, 11 seconds back. They can close this down, actually. The gap is still manageable with 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. So I believe this is going to come back, actually. They got some strong, Beth York's in there, Claudia Barion's in there as well, Becca Ward, from what we can see, Leah Malou. I mean, some of the stronger riders here out on Zwift still involved, and I think they're going to bring this back. Claire Reed Case Racing Team, so let's see if they can. Now, the question is, can they break Heino, though, and out-sprint them to the line for those big points? And I think that's the only way if they're going to be able to make this happen. Melanie Beats, okay, thank you so much. I'll see if we can do that for you there, Katie. I really appreciate you guys' help. I'm working on it. I really am. While also making sure we're keeping up with each one of the other races. Here's the B category. Now the C's are about to make their finish, actually, so we're going to jump in with them. They are making their way down the other side of the mountain here at this point. We're loading up the D category here in just a moment as we look through to find the name in the list here, as it's not updating our followers list quickly. So it does look like I did find Nath Van Acker, and I'm doing the ride with right now in one of our feeds. And you guys, you wouldn't even know the ninja tricks. I'm doing some serious Zwift ninja tricks right now to make this happen. We're talking multiple Zwifts open on a single computer with different files, this, that. I mean, moving files around, different Zwift app names. Like, there's all kinds of ninja tactics happening right now to try and jump in. And it looks like we may have found, please give us, it looks like, here we go. In with Holland from Revo. It looks like in the D category, hammering away, but not sure if we're actually finding the main D category here just yet. I believe we have to be in the event, actually, in order to see them. But I pushed the ride with button, did not see them. Holland here making her way around. We'll see if we can jump back in with the riders if they do populate. I think they're just making their way up and over the top of the other side of the main KOM right now in that D category. Again, apologies to the D category. We've got everybody else's feed, and we're just not able to make it happen here. Go Natasha, we're hearing here from Sil Caldero. Go Becca as well. They don't get points each lap. It's the fastest 5 times overall in each gap. Yep, Steve Game, that's exactly right. And up front, I wasn't exactly totally sure about that. It's a great explanation, though. So they're actually taking the fastest times in the race, and then the I guess for what we're being told here, I believe Steve Game's saying that the points can't be right because of that. We'll have to wait and see. Perhaps because perhaps a little bit of confusion there between what Zwift Power is doing. Now this will be Zwift Power will calculate points based on each time through. And the riders, if they are, I believe that's the way Zwift Power works. But afterwards, Team Fearless is going to go back through and make sure to get all the updates for the update and calculate all of the points as they do find them out on course. So looking through here, go Natasha, go Christine as well, Culver, as well as go Becca. I'm getting a feeling that this is all about Team Revo, I'm assuming. Good to see all the cheering going on for the ladies out here in the Worlds. We will definitely be able to catch the finish for the C categories that's coming in here, and it looks like Gotts is going to be grabbing 36 points per head, but there is a 6-second gap. That's all it is at this point for the C category here. It looks like HDR ladies here now trying to make something happen. Now, once we do, this feed may help us out, actually, just so you guys know, because the reality is that once they finish here, we may be able to work our way backwards and find the D category pretty quickly. So that may be the saving grace here in this situation to find the riders that we are looking for. So we'll see if we can make that happen here in just a moment, actually. So looking through the main, we're looking to find, it looks like, I'm going to see if we can find one other one. I'm hearing from Melanie Beats. All right, we're going to give that a try here. Katie Brady, and we'll see if that helps us out. But we definitely want to catch the finish of the C category as they make their way to the line. Um, and we're not seeing a Melanie. Sorry about that. I'm spelling it like the incorrect way, actually. Melanie Beats coming out of South Africa. Good to see her out on course, it looks like here. Let's see if we can find her in the list here then. As it looks like Melanie is out on course. We'll see. Oh my goodness, is this going to work? Let's fan view Melanie. And this thing absolutely loves us, it looks like, as it will not fan view. But back in with the C's, they're going to, that looks like they are going to be chasing down iGots here from Z Sun. Almost to the last sprint section here. This is for the win here, actually. Revo trying to make something happen at the front end. 2.8 watts per kilogram now. HDR with it looks like. Another rider here coming out of Australia. Let's go ahead and make sure that we got the watching now here real quick because it just helps us out with names. It's not the prettiest thing at the top there, but it helps us know exactly who it is. It's going to be M. Ferris here now, as well as Williams from Revo. Natasha now making something happen. Fearless now chasing things down. C2 coming out of Belgium. Able to chase down Gotts. Perhaps no. Gotts continues on at 4.1 per kilo. Now, I believe Gotts maybe removed. There may be a category issue here, though. At 3.6, 4.0 watts per kilogram. Maybe just too much here for the C category. We'll have to wait and see what the organizers do with that. But 3.5, 4.0 might not even be able to hang on to it, though. Now, still, coming into the sprint section, it's about to open up here for this C category race. Absolutely hammering away. It looks like Team Revo looking to make something happen here as they make their way to the line. Ferris trying to open up. No, 2.9 is all they got. I think they're going to let Gotts go. And look at how strong the pack is, though, together, even with the kind of power that's being thrown down here right now. Duluth here now as well. It looks like Cameron is 36 seconds back out of the picture here. Top 36, though, in the C category still matter. So everybody for the team. And it's going to be the top three, though, across the line, I think, for each one of the categories actually here. So Gotts here 5.2, Williams now 5.1 now, Fearless now here, Belgium. It looks like with AVV here trying to make something happen. Aero Power Up now coming from, it looks like that's an HDR lead. Ferris now trying to make something happen with the Aero Power. Opening up the sprint here. Here it goes. It's only 6 seconds up here. 7.9. 10 watts per kilogram coming from Ferris here. Looking to take the win outright. That's 36 points for HDR ladies. Is she going to make it happen? She's got 3 seconds to close down. Gotts still trying to hold on. 6 watts per kilogram. The speed is there. It looks like 55 kilometers per hour. It's going to come right to the line. She fades. Almost grabs it. Amazing kick there. It looks like it's going to be Williams, the next one across the line there. Huge kick, though, there coming from the HDR ladies there with Ferris hammering. Great job behind with that rider here. Still a couple more riders here coming on through in the C category. Looks like it's going to be Brochu now trying to make something. Cameron now trying to close things down, it looks like here. Collins there a little bit behind there in Team Draft. I believe that's going to be in the B category, though. That was caught, actually. But it's going to be Cameron here riding for Team PTZ at 4.0 watts per kilogram, rolling across the line. Culver open up behind, though. This is still top 10 situations here. Christine Culver hammering away. 177 beats per minute right now. Revo now, 6.8 watts per kilogram. Kay Richardson there for PTZ trying to come through for a top 10 situation. Not going to be happening. So we're going to go ahead and keep moving backwards here. I'm going to see if we can find the sprint outright for that D category. Let's see if it is completely called for us or not, because they should be coming around in just a moment or two. If any of the ladies are watching and you want to leave your avatar near the finish line, it actually would help us a ton. As they make their way to, as the D category make their way to the line, because we may be able to work our way backwards in order to find the riders out on course. It does look like it is going to be Simone here now, Team SZ trying to push on here in the top 20 situation. Let's go ahead and take a quick look, though, at the replay for that last effort there that came out from the rider there in the C category, I believe it was, real quickly here, as I believe we got the replay here in just a second. As the B category, Rogers still hammering away, still in there amongst the riders, and showing that she's hanging super tough here still at this point. But we're looking to see if we can grab that It's being a little bit finicky for us here on our replays here. Absolutely loving all of the awesomeness that's coming in from the broadcast here today. Sometimes, guys, you just can't win. It seems like, but we'll see if we'll see who's going to be winning though in the um, B category here in just a moment. They're about to make their way around for their final lap for the third lap. This is the top pack here at this point. Roger's still in there for Revo. Peterson there. Cryogen with Paul. It looks like Joyner from draft here as well. Solid effort there coming in from these riders in this B category. So a little bit of a kick here coming from one of the riders behind there. It looked like Cryogen maybe trying to get back on turns, but it's just not going to happen for those riders, it looks like, just yet. So looks like C category still finishing up. It looks like out on course a few of the riders just coming across the line. See, it looks like Beretta from AHDR just crossing. Solid effort there coming from her. Bestwick's there as well. Thanks a lot for hanging out toward the hanging out by the finish line there, everybody that is, because it's going to help us out perhaps to find the back end or the front end of the D category in just a moment here as they're looking to finish up their race. Perhaps we'll see if we can make that happen here. So back in with the front end of the A's, though. Let's go ahead and jump in with them as they are going to be making their way toward the main section here in just a second, actually. So actually, okay, here we go. Here we go, everybody. I think we found, you guys, it took us a while. It took us a while, but we did it. We have done it. Let's get some more pogs in chat, everybody. We had to leave the main A's, but here we go. We made it happen, and it was a struggle, that's for sure. I think we're looking at 12th place right now in the D category. Home here, 11th place here right now. We're seeing Barbe here now sitting in 10th place. Lewis now here is currently sitting in 7th for Z Sun. There's the Cryogen kit. Look at this. We found it. We found the Cryogen kit. Blue, looking good. Blue and white here. You guys, it has been a difficult day to make it happen, but we have made it happen. I believe this may be the first place situation here in this D category, actually. Artessa here coming out of the US of A. 4th place currently sitting in. Boyne Frankenheim, is this going to be it here for the C's now? Can we keep on moving forward, see if we can find the front end of this D category here in just a moment. 65th, 66th. KRT, now it looks like, is this top placing though? No, currently 3rd place in the D category. Is there already a D category rider that has finished out on course? That'd be absolutely crazy. Now here we go. 1st place, Cryogen. It's going to be Lutz here now. Hammering away, P. Hayden. Lutz here now in the D category. This is for the win here outright, out on course. Great job here coming from the American rider. 190 beats per minute. Jumped in with a C category rider, actually. So this is for the win here in this D category. 25 miles in, 189 beats per minute. Holding off. Where is 2nd place, though, in this D category, actually? I mean, it says 1st place here in at the top right now. Looking back, is it going to be Arizip, perhaps? That's no, that's 64th place, actually, here. Artessa here says it's 3rd, so there's a missing link here that we're trying to find out on course for that D category, actually, as they're making their way to the line. She's been working together here, though, it looks like, with a few of the C's. 26.1 miles in on their 2nd lap. This is the winner outright there, Team Cryogen. Cryogen has been absolutely awesome today, really showing up and taking tons of points. I think one of the only categories that we haven't seen them at the top of the leaderboard so far has been the A category, with Heino obviously absolutely dominating that main category, actually, here. So Roy, see her out there for the draft. Team draft 419, it looks like, up from this main group here. We're about to hit the sprint section in just a second. It'll be a right-hand turn, then a little bend to the left here. And it's going to be Lutz here that's going to be able to take the W here for this D category. Artessa here still out in no women's land, perhaps a little bit. Oh, no, all together here now for Artessa. It does look like Lewis is a little ways back. I'm looking for a few more of those D category riders, but it looks like she was able to jump in with this C contingent of riders and was able to get away because of that. situation here, but still making their way to the line here. It looks like it is going to be Lutz 3.0, 3.3 as they head into the final sprint. Some of the C category riders looking to take a few of these spots still, but they're back in the 60s now, so just going to get across the finish line. Now, some of these riders need to finish because they may have a very fast time over the top of the Queen of the Mountain. We are seeing Daniela here from Team Revo 401. Hansen. Revo actually with Daniela. Interesting to see. Now, that's the A category situation here. C category now hammering to the line, it looks like, with Watmore. But no, Lutz here. Going to give it a kick. 6 watts per kilogram. 195 beats per minute. So, solid effort there in the D category. Let's work our way back to Artiza in just a second. Lots of people out on Zwift. 2,500 people, as you can see, out on Zwift. But this is going to be our there. If I'm not probably murdering that, but C category rider. But this is going to be the second or third place in the D's, I believe, working along. But it's going to be a C category rider opening up ahead. But we're going to follow the D's here, as this is not for the win outright. Gray now going on through, but it's going to be Artessa here trying to jump back on. Jay Williams is there as well, coming out of Australia. But it looks like the Vixen rider for the D2 team, for Team Vixen, coming through for third place from what I can see. Not sure where the disappearing rider is at this point. A little bit of a kick here from Williams across the line. Looks like Fearless might have nipped at the line there as well. That's still for a top 10 situation, though. It looks like in that D category right now. Back in with Z Sun here. We're looking backwards a little bit here. Still some top 10 D category riders with 6th place currently here. With Trender hammering away with E. Lewis right now. And good to see E. Lewis and Trender working together here at this point. Team Cryogen still. Z Sun, actually, here's the situation. Lewis not working together actually at all, as it actually is going to be Cryogen versus Z Sun out on course here. As Lewis riding for Z Sun. Looks like Yeagle here now toward the front. So who's going to be the lead out on the train here at this point? Interesting to see that the Z-Sun versus Cryogen. This is for some big points, actually. This could change things up in the overalls before the line. As they do make their way to the line here, it's going to be Yeagle leading things out. Now Lewis taking over at the front here. A little bit of pressure now on the pedals here. Both of them on the, it looks like Zip 500 wheels now. Lewis now to the front here. Yeagle now sitting in, playing it smart. It's Cryogen waiting for a moment here. 5.0 watts per kilogram for a second coming out of Ireland. And it's going to be the Roadrunner KG2. Loving the name here. But now there's a power-up here coming from Trender. No, Lewis actually with the feather power-up now. Trender trying to make something happen here. Sitting in, though. Cryogen's going to come through perhaps at the last minute. It's just a lead-out train here coming from Lewis. Lewis trying to make something happen, but I'm not sure if it's going to hold on because Cryogen played it smart. The Roadrunner, is it going to meet through? No, it's going to be, I believe, the rider from Ireland. No, it is Roadrunner. Oh, it's right at the line there. It looked like Cryogen maybe by a wheel length. Solid effort there. They timed it almost perfectly and trying to make something happen. And it looked like, I believe, Cryogen just maybe nipped it at the line, is able to take down the sprint there in that situation. So solid efforts there all around from the riders as they made their way to the line. Still going to be jumping back in with the A category in just a moment here. As they are going to be making their way around to the Queen of the Mountain section again. We're going to jump back. Sorry about the jump arounds there. I thought we'd switch feeds there, but we're jumping back in with the B's now. There's a little bit of a break here happening now in this situation. This is their final time up over the top lap. Number 3, it looks like it's going to be, let's just go ahead and put the watching back in there. And it's going to be, oh, Michael. Making our way to the top here. It looks like here's the times over the top here. 4:35. If you want to grab a faster time, this is the time to do it as Cryogen's dominating this leaderboard. KRT does have the 3rd place situation here still, but there's still some time to be made. But is there going to be anything left in the legs to make it happen? That is going to be the question as they make their way around the course here for their final time up on the top of the KOM. I do believe there will be a split here for the A category, though, as well, as they look to finish out their race here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. They are just starting their 3rd time up jumping over the top. Beth York, they actually brought it back. Interesting to see the A category brought it all back together. Kudos to them. Huge efforts there from that A category. We'll jump back in with their feed here in just a moment, but we need to follow up with these Bs. This is the finishing moves here. A couple 1-2 punches over the top of this Queen of the Mountain could grab some points as well as a breakaway. Could be a double whammy on the points that they're able to grab because of it. A lot of Team Fearless jerseys up ahead as they're about to, looks like, catch a few of the C or D categories that maybe had fallen off the pace there. So big shout out to Team Fearless for putting this together. Big day out on Zwift here for them. As we do click through a bunch of the riders here, I want to shout out each ones that we do see. Solomon as well as Roy from Team Draft out there still hammering away. Solid efforts there coming from her. I am seeing the A category, a group a little ways back. We're sitting in with 40th. With Connell coming from Team Fearless here. But let's go ahead and follow. We're going to follow these B categories as they do their final time over the Queen of the Mountain now. As it's going to be Brewer, Rogers now. And it looks like one other rider from Team Draft here that's going to be Peterson now. A little bit of an arrow power up though. Revo on the front. No, Joyner actually Draft here trying to make something happen in the red kit now. Rogers from Revo now. Second wheel. Delu here from Team Fearless now trying to make something happen. Now Rogers taking over at the front there again. See the Christmas kit now trying to come on through. That is going to be Cryogen really pushing to the front there, it looks like, as she looked time well. Maybe it's not Cryogen. Try 2019, actually, just in one of the kits that Cryogen was using, actually. As we do continue to move forward, though, with, I believe, this A category situation. It is going to be, I got a couple of the B riders, actually, here, so we're looking to get out of this B category and into the A category, as I think we just got stuck into the Bs for a second here, but we'll see if we can find those A's in just a second. I believe Connell perhaps riding in the wrong category, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see if that may be the situation here and why we jumped in with that category just a second. Is Thea actually in there? It looks like Thea hammering away. Good to see her riding for Cinch now. So in that A category. Joyner now, though, at the front here, 4.6 watts per kilogram out of the USA. We're just trying to chat a little bit, though, here about the A category and what's happening with them at the front end of their race here as we are watching on one of our other feeds. We'll get in with them as soon as we possibly can. I am seeing Chris Amin out there. TFC in the B category, about to come up over the top of the KO, or go into her Queen of the Mountain here. Good to see Carissa. Solid efforts here coming from her. 3.8 watts per kilogram. Carissa, come on now. 180 beats per minute. Can you type at 180? Let me know. Carissa Min, do not calm down. Keep it moving. Simon Catchpole says, what a sprint for 6th, 7th, and 8th for Z-Sun and Emily Lewis. Absolutely great job there to the riders out there. Thanks a lot for the comments, as always, from all of the chat. And let me know who you think is going to take the win here in this B category. Chris is in 46th place. A big ask to bring anything back here at this point. But back in with the front end, this is the situation in this B category. 5.3 watts per kilogram. Now a feather power up. Looking for the fastest time, perhaps. Will she be able to make it happen? This is it. You have to go now at this point. There is no other time to grab these Queen of the Mountain points with the fastest time. She's got a 5th place. That's only 1 point for her team. She looks to break away. 6.5 watts per kilogram. 4:30. Joyner grabs the fastest time. And that is the final time. That's 5 points for Team Draft. Amazing effort there coming from Joyner to make it happen for her team. Now, that was the fastest time for the whole pack, actually, as they gained another second with the main pack, 4:34. But by 4 seconds, Joyner in the B category shows why she is the fastest Queen on the Mountain in this category. Absolutely killer effort there coming from that main group here from that rider off the front here in this B category. So huge efforts here still, as a few of the chasers here trying to make something happen. Still coming up over the top. I do see it looks like Leah Brorbrew actually in here. Brewer there from Team Fearless now I'm seeing. So I think we have found the front end of the A category, if I'm not incorrect, as they are making their way over the top of the climb. Lou here from Fearless here. Bearing, there's a little bit of a gap actually here. Let's go ahead and jump back in with the A's. We found them. Pogs in chat, everybody, let's go. As we have found the front end. Beth York and Baron have fallen off again over the top of this Queen of the Mountain. They've been working together over and over again. Last lap, it was like 10 seconds. This lap now, it's gone out to 36. The main group, it's the top 11, I believe. No, 13 at this point that have gotten away. And it's Heino, it looks like, that has been absolutely demolishing these climbs and putting everybody on the back foot. On the front here, though, it is going to be an SZ rider, actually. Edicus now trying to continue to push the pace. It looks like Sidvik here coming from the Vixen team. She's not going to be doing any work on the front, actually, because her teammates are behind trying to bring this back. 49 seconds. The rolling speed, though, it's just too much. This is the most dangerous section, of course, by far. And this is a breakaway situation that I do not believe is going to be able to easily come back. There's 13 riders. That's enough riders to keep it rolling. It's going to snowball effect on this downhill. Baring and York, it's going to be all about the points they can hold off against Reed as well as Malou. They still have a Vixen rider ahead, though. That's the situation here. You know, Baring and York here, Team Fearless and Vixen, trying to make something happen. So York still has, Beth York still has that Vixen rider up ahead, so there's still some hopes for them. She's just going to have to hold off, though, at this point to make anything happen with the points here against the riders that are on the chase. Malou here, though, with Team Fearless, you know, this is an interesting situation. Fearless could get a situation where they have two riders up against a KRT and a Vixen rider and make things a lot more interesting with this chase. And if the Team Fearless riders start making a solid chase, they may be able to bring something back. But at 1 minute, Revo, Vixen, Turbo, they're not going to let this come back here at any point. Nobody's going to be interested in here to really allow anything to happen like that. Vixen is still here, as you can see, though, with one rider. Team SZ in the blue and yellow, though, toward the front. It looks like Turbo now taking over at the front, though, it looks like, with Bacchus now. 3.0 watts per kilogram coming from her. Ward there, Revo, 3.4. Edquist now, 4.3. So a little bit of kicks. They're calming down, though, I think, at this point. I don't think anybody 156 beats per minute. Look at the chase behind there. Cool to see Lewis coming through. McKay as well. Always cool to see the avatars as they make the chase in the background there. That's just a rider, actually a rider that has already finished, though, a Team Fearless rider, as you can see. So good to see them hammering away. Discord letting us know some things. We're going to tell Discord to be quiet for a moment here. Now, Barry, Nell, and York still working together. Reed from the KRT and Malou. I'm surprised Baring is pushing on too much, as she could get a little bit of help from Balloon, but perhaps the Norwegian rider not going to be able to assist too much, and that's why Baring's just pressing on. I think that may be the situation, or perhaps it is York that is trying to make sure that the catch is not made, because there's a KRT rider in here, no Vixens behind here, so that's not going to be too helpful to the efforts of Vixen to gain just another rider from another team. Now at the front, looks like it is going to be Jarheed now as well. I'd be watching out for Arlene Jarheed, very strong rider. And in a sprint situation, I think that may be the one rider that Hansen needs to be watching out for, because Cecilia Hansen, she's the kick to take the win outright for sure. And she's hung on. She was off the back a little bit. She, you know, she's not the kind of climber that we see in Hubach, for sure, you know, or Whitelaw. Whitelaw, really the TT specialist, I think, amongst them. Vicky Whitelaw, Australian national champion. Jarheed, though, I think, from Team SZ, she's going to be the main rider to be watching out for, I think, in order to really take down this sprint in this situation up against the, you know, the triple crown, the triple threat, the reality of Heino, and the triple national champions of Zwift that they have. I mean, what a stacked team. Back in with the B category, as you can see, we're looking at Joyner. Joyner with an amazing kick up over the top of that amazing kick there up over the top of the Queen of the Mountain. I'm hearing that the feed stopped for a moment here. I think we should be back. Almost time for the B's finished. We should be back live now. Apologies if we did lose you guys for a second there, but it looks like we are up and running again. So it's hard juggling the race and the final of Strictly. Yes, Gino Bartelli. It can be difficult, but we're making it happen. Good to see you there, over on the broadcast there. Sarah Watmore, keep going, Revo. That course is relentless. Not jealous of the bees at all. It is a huge day for these riders out here today. Let us know who you think is going to take the win out here today. Keep the comments coming on through as we're having a good time with it, and definitely want to hear everybody's predictions as this B category makes their way to the line. I'm going to give some shout outs here for favorites in the sprint situation for this B category. Still plenty of riders in the B category that can take the win outright. And at the front end of this B category still, we are seeing it looks like Anna Rogers here from Revo. Be watching out for her. She's got a killer sprint at 6.8, but I've been seeing Val Patterson, 9.2 watts per kilogram, 9.4 there from Susan Bassett, Team Revo as well. So these are riders, up in those 9 watts per kilogram, I think are the riders to really be watching out for as far as my predictions are going here. Unless you can really drag race it out there, how can you battle up against that if you're a watt or 2 per kilogram lower here? So be watching out for the likes of Val Patterson, I think, here for Team Dirt to make this happen. Joyner there from draft here now, still hanging tough. She showed that she's got the kick over the Queen of the Mountain, but does she have the kick for the high watts per kilogram is going to be the question to drag race this out to the finish line. Team SZ now here to the front out of Sweden. Now Revo taking over the front here. Fearless with Murray now here as well. And the Team Fearless Neon is going to light up in a second here. Rogers from Revo now taking over at the front here. We've only got a few K to go. And now it's Val Peterson set up well. Team Draft. They took the points for the Queen of the Mountain, 5 points, but it's going to be 36 at the line. A lot of points on the line here. And Patterson and Draft, along with the reality, Emily Joyner still in there as well. Huge. We saw the crazy watts that came over the top of the Queen of the Mountain now. They've got 2 riders set up very well in this final K to the line here. Rogers from Revo still at the front trying to control this race, it looks like. And Revo now joining up with a few riders here from another category perhaps. Interesting to see as they push on here. We'll see if if they're able to stick, if they're going to stick together with them. This might disrupt things a little bit as we're seeing the A category jump on in here with some of the B category. Now, Peterson from Draft here, we said she's got that 9 watt per kilogram kick. We'll see if she can hold it to the line here. It looks like she's making her way to the front, setting up. Val taking over. No, it's actually some of the riders actually from Cryogen in the A category taking over and leading things out perhaps for some of the other riders. Interesting to see. Now it's going to be Embering here, Team SZ. There's 2 SZ riders in the blue kits. They're trying and control the front now. They haven't started the sprint. Somebody's got to go. It's going to be about the first person to go perhaps because of the way that they're playing this out. Joyner from Draft. Now it's SZ, 7.0 watts per kilogram. There's the lead out perhaps train, or is it the kick that can get away? She's got enough seconds, it looks like, at this point. 8 watts per kilogram. Nobody's responding early enough. She went from not too far out, actually. It looks like it's going to be SZ. Rogers from Revo tries to respond, but no, nothing in the tank. It looks like to make it happen. It's SZ. Rogers. Peterson looks like the next one across the line. What an effort there coming from those riders. We're going to have to wait for the replay here in a second. Huge kick, and it looked like easily taken down, though, by the rider out of, from what I could see. Let's just go ahead and see if we can double-check this here real quickly. And I believe, from what I could see, that was the killer effort there from, killer effort there coming through from the rider in the SZ kit with 8 watts per kilogram. Anna Rogers, Val Patterson, we said. Yep. Emily Joyner there as well. That's your top 4. Vaughn Timewell. That's the situation between them in that B category. So solid kick there in that B category. We'll bring in the replay here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and see, though, real quick what's going on with these A's as they make their way to the line. A couple more riders here now making their way in the B category. See if we can find that sprint for the next ones that are going to be coming to the line. Here we go. Cryogen here off the front. Set here now in 9th place, actually. This is a all-in, go from way out type effort. So good to see that effort that's coming on through for this rider. Shout out to her as big kick here coming from this route. Let's see if our replay is going to be nice to us here. Nope, it's not going to be nice to us. Our replay just does not seem to like us today, one bit. So, as we are attempting to bring it on in, but it just doesn't seem to think it needs to work for us. It just doesn't seem to think that replays are important whatsoever here out here today. So, quick little change up here. I'm gonna go ahead and see if this will help us out. And as we do make that quick little change up, I think we may be able to grab a replay for you here in just a second. We got last week's lamb chop. Well, that's great. That's not gonna help us to the line here, but solid effort here. C. Scott. No, it looks like logging out though, so we're gonna be able to move back on over to the final sprint here between a few of these other B category riders. It's going to be Hate from TFC opening things up. Solid effort here coming from F8. And then it's going to be Asplund here now to the line, but it looks like Hate out of France here. Perhaps they'll hold on. 7.2 watts per kilogram, not even up and on the saddle. Looks like that's going to be it, followed by Revo with Downey, and then it was, I believe, the rider from SC able to come across the line next. All right, back in with the final lap for the A category. A category really pushing on here at this point. They have a breakaway of 13 riders. It looks like the chase is still on behind here, but it's interesting to see. Did they come back? No, where is? They've kind of chilled out. They allowed the rest. Okay, so as you can see here, Hansen currently in 13th place, sitting at the back, calmed right on down, 2.7 watts per kilogram, as you can see. Go ahead and give her a ride on. This is the chase group here. 21st place, we're seeing Murray here, 18th place here now, as you can see. Where is, the question for me is, where is the Vixen, Beth York? There's Beth York and Bering. So they were caught by that main group, actually, that main chase group. So this is the main peloton. The breakaway is up ahead here. Katrina Weiss is actually in here. What an effort here from Katrina Weiss, riding for Team Revo. You know, Katrina Weiss, I believe, started in as a C category racer, now racing amongst the A category. What a big, I mean, that is amazing, the gains that have been made by Katrina Weiss here out on Zwift, and the amount of effort that we've seen from her to get to this kind of level of riding. Always cool to see riders that come up from, you know, all different kinds of levels that jump in, and next thing you know, you see them at the front end of these A category races. It's absolutely amazing to see the kind of gains that have been made by so many of these riders, actually. So Scotty probably super proud and watching, cheering her on to try and grab as many points as they possibly can for that team. 16th place or so, as we can see here, back of the A category. Now, it's interesting to see. It keeps on saying that there's less women in this group than I would think there would be. 13th place, and it jumps to 9th. So we may have some disappearing riders in between or something, or not sure. But for some reason, we're missing a few places here in this A category. So we'll wait and see if there's a few that start showing up for us in a little bit here. But solid efforts here all around by all of the categories. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what the results were for each of the categories as we wait for this A category to start really opening things up. And it's going to be Paige Hayden Lutz, as we saw earlier. And Paige, I was really impressed by the effort coming there from Lutz, riding for Team Cryogen. 2.4 watts per kilogram average throughout the race. Grabs the win from what I can see here in this D category. As solid efforts there for her. Looking at the results here, though, I'm going to see if we can find the actual D category as they came across the line. It is going to be Paige Hayden Lutz. Followed in, I believe it was Emily Lewis, the next one across the line. Now, these are not going to be official results. That's the other thing that everybody should know. No, interesting to see. No, it was not Emily Lewis. So, looking Paige Hayden Lutz, followed up by, Betsy Link. Erin Artessa coming through for third. So Betsy Link was the rider that we got called that we did not see in between them. So solid effort there from Betsy, averaging 2.5 watts per kilogram. Aaron Artessa there, third. And Barnes for Vixen Fox, actually 2.9 watts per kilogram. So maybe a little bit over category link. Christine LWP for Z Sun, followed by Emily Lewis, it looks like, for sixth, it looks like. Caroline Trender, seventh. Christine Yiegel, eighth. Roxanne Timmons, ninth. And Christina Barbieri coming through, I believe, for 10th place there. That was the situation for that. Jessica York, shout out to Jessica York out there, just inside of the top 15. So C category for as they came to the line. Again, we're watching the A's finish up their race. This is the lead group of about 13 riders, I believe, that had gotten away from on this last time around for the KOM. 43 miles in there, finishing a total, I believe it's 52. It's like an 80-kilometer race today. It's a long day in the saddle. Hour and 38 minutes of racing done so far. But in the C category, the results from what we can see, Iva Gotts followed up by Michelle Ferris. Natasha Williams eating those cookies as the Cookie Monster for Team Revo out there, taking third place. And then Anouk Vivi coming out of the Netherlands for Team Fearless. Annie Dulude for Equip JZQ, killing it out there. Solid result there for the Canuck. Ashley Cameron, ATP Racing. Is that from ATP? It's got to be a part of a coaching organization, I would think. Sixth place, solid result there in the C category. Barbie Broku out of Canada, Team Cryogen, for seventh. Christine Culver, Team Revo, coming through for eighth place. Karen Richardson, followed up by Annaline Visagi for Team Cryogen. That's your top 10. Kristen Allen, Sari Sawatsky, Summer Ollendorf, Jennifer Kruger, and Jennifer Baker. That is your top 15 in that C category. Back in with the B category, as a little bit of a kick there I saw for a second there in this A category. Gotta keep eyes on these ladies as they're trying maybe to make a couple of moves early on. Maybe just going to be everything that they can push, though, to the top of the Queen of the Mountain. The current situation for the Queen of the Mountain is going to be a 4:08, I believe, for the fastest time right now amongst these riders. I'm going to just double check. Is Daniela in here? I thought she had the fastest time, but maybe I am incorrect. No, Daniela, 4:13. I believe that park number is not a part of the race official. So Heino, I think, still with the fastest time. I believe Vicky Whitelaw with the second fastest time. It's going to be Hubach, though, who has continued to dominate the climbs. As we said, she's one of the fastest riders we know of on the climbs. Danish national champion for a good reason. These are the elites of the esport of Zwift racing amongst the women that we're watching right now. Going to try and take down these points for their teams. Team Fearless coming on through. Jennifer Reel. Solid effort here. Looking to try and make something happen for her team in their race here today that they've presented. Putting a lot of effort, a lot of work. If you head on over to the website for the rules and regulations, as well as all the work that's going on to make sure all the points are calculated. Huge efforts. Again, this is the third annual Women's Classic out on Zwift here, presented by Team Fearless. It's a huge event here. Hundreds of ladies have shown up for it, and we've had a great time broadcasting it. You know, a little bit of struggles here finding all the feeds, but we are able to find the sprints, and that's always what matters. We're able to highlight as many riders as we possibly can in the community. That's what it's all about here at Zwift Community Live. A little bit of growing pains, apologies. Still, some tools that need to be worked out for broadcasting once in a while if you do not grab all the feeds or have multiple feeds ready to go. We're going to see if we can get some upgrades here. Get, 6, 7 Zwift feeds, so if anything fails, as if any of our feeds do fail, we have a couple of backups. We'll see if we can make that happen for everybody. But in the B category, before we do hit the climb, or as we do hit the climb here, Anna Hembring takes down the win there for Team SZ. We saw her kicking that 7 watts per kilogram. Anna Rogers there, Val Peterson, Emily Joyner, Vaughn Timewell, and it's Lisa Jane Lett coming on through. That is going to be your top 6. Stephanie Hallmichael for 7th. Matu DeLiu coming through for 8th. Susan Bissett for Team Revo there in 9th. And J-Dub Williams coming in for 10th place there. Solid result. Jamie Clark, Laura Hewitt, Chevron Aerosmith, Lisa Hines, and Sarah Barber. Top 15 in that B category. Looks like a pretty big split, though, amongst the B category when it comes to the teams. Not a very solo-dominant team, so there's going to be a lot of points to be juggling around there. And some of those sprints and Queen of the Mountain points are really going to matter, I think, because of that. Out on the for this team points race in the B category specifically. That B category looks really competitive amongst the teams. All right, back in here. Well, we've got past the race time where my friend is nobody telling me to get off the bike. I'm hearing Johnny P. Right? I mean, this is this is a long, long race here. That's for sure. So great to see you hanging out throughout the duration of the broadcast and sticking with us here, Johnny P. I really appreciate it, and appreciate all the viewers out there. Tam Burns, speaking of somebody who organizes races out on Zwift and Team Worlds type stuff, Tam, good to see you hanging out on the broadcast. Shout out to Tam Burns, long time viewer as well as Zwifter. We're seeing Go Daniela coming from Sharky Evil, so big shout out. You know, Daniela's been one of these riders that has been able to really challenge the Hino trio. So we'll see if Daniela can make it happen today. You know, it's going to be a big ask, but we'll see what can happen here. Again, some more shout outs here coming from Scotty Weiss and the in the living room, or you know, hammering away. It looks like good to see, and we'll see if we can bring in these images here real quickly. For all of you, as Scotty Weiss and Katrina hanging out at the home. Katrina in a chase group of 17. We're hearing from Bjorn Osenbreck. 9 miles to go. Go, Katrina and Revo. Wow, these ladies are so strong. Thanks a lot for bringing that over to SW Place over on Twitter, Scotty Weiss. Cheering his wife on. Always cool to see the community and family situations. Family event is what these are a lot of times. The dirt team may be the exemplary example of that. But looking through some more of the comments here, let me know your predictions. Is Hino going to sweep it? They've swept the podium many a times. It'll be interesting to see if that's what ends up playing out here. Christopher is saying, fun fact, best York of Velocity Vixen Fox was featured in Lessons in Badassery in October. Loving it, Christopher. Pretty cool comments coming on through here. My day's entertainment started early when some dude called Nathan was puffing and panting in the crit course. Johnny P, thanks a lot. Yeah, that was, you know, our noise gate. I went back and watched the broadcast a little bit and was like, ooh, maybe, you know, I thought the noise gate was plenty high. But I guess when you're going that hard, you need less than 55 decibels coming through. I think we had set it between 55 to 60 decibels. We were producing quite a lot of decibels, I think. We probably needed down to negative 30 decibels not coming through to not get Nathan panting on that course, because that was very difficult. Coming on by the Raptors here, though. Looks like Hino trying to maybe press the pedals here. Is it going to be a breakaway on the climb is going to be the question. There's 13 riders in here, as you can see. And be a big ask maybe to try and stay away from all the teams that are in this group. Looking at the left-hand side there, it is going to be Team Turbo, still with McKay. Vixen making the way to the front, though, as you can see. Sudlik here now. Team SZ now taking over at the front there. That is going to be Ward, perhaps, that was at the front there with Team Revo. Now taking over. Grobler still in there as well. Watch out for them. Loving the kit there with Revo. Always on those purple Tron bikes. They've got the awesome Technicolors there. Loving to see it. Looking in here on the right-hand side, British Triathlon. Interesting to see rider there. Was that Greenwell, perhaps, moving away backwards to the pack here? Daniela here for Revo, though. She's going to be getting the support. 3 riders from Revo actually still in there. Ward still there. Grobler, Daniela here. So Daniela, as we said, this rider able to challenge the likes of the Hino trio here. And that's going to be what it's all about here, I think. Trying to make sure that the reality of this strongest team that we know of out on course is not just walk away with it. So we did see EVR Europe on the weekend there, back on the 7th from Daniela, took a win. She took 4th in the DBR Hino Cup up against these riders specifically. It was interesting to see how that ended up working out. But it was Louise Hilbach, Cecilia Hansen, Vicky Whitelaw, the trio, in the DBR Hino Cup this past week, able to take down 1, 2, 3 podium sweep. Straight Daniela, though, was the rider that came in right behind. So the kick for the sprint, though, we're looking for 15 seconds, 7.6. You know, Cecilia Hansen's going to have the strongest one at 9.5 watts per kilogram. So, but her teammates, 8.788, they're right there with her. There's just a reality. Now, no BRT here. Vicky Nealon, she's not in there today. Would have been interesting to see if Vicky would have showed up and if she would have tried to put the pressure on, as she likes to do a lot of times on this section of course. It is going to be Jarheed, though. Jarheed to the front here now. Marlene, she is a very strong sprinter. I'm going to take a look through at the recent results here, because we have not seen Marlene out on course recently much, but she definitely has a kick. As far as the riders go, as we said, Jennifer Reel, 10.1, 12.6. I mean, these are some serious numbers that we might be able to see from these riders here. Actually, as we said earlier, Cecilia Hansen, I gave a wrong quote there. It's actually 12. It's 11.6 on average. So really outdoes her teammates actually in a sprint, what I can see. Vicky Whitelaw's actually got a 12.1. So Whitelaw's got the kick, actually. I was incorrect about that. Watch out for Vicky Whitelaw in a sprint. She definitely has the ability to walk away with this one in the sprint as well. But Marlene definitely, I think, has the highest in pure watts per kilogram. She needs to be able to make it over the top here, though. 94, 193, 194. I think she's been on the back foot a little bit each lap, trying to just hang on. Back is here from Turbo, now taking over toward the front, perhaps. No, it's going to be Revo Daniela, the one rider who's been able to follow the Hino trio, as we said. She's at the front here. Daniela, what is the watts per kilogram here? It's 4.1, 177 beats per minute here currently coming from her. Now a feather power up coming on through. That's going to be Grobler, I think, making her way to the front with that feather power up on this Queen of the Mountain. There's some points up for grabs if you can do better than a 408, but 408 is extremely fast. Grobler at a 414 outside of the top 5. It's actually going to be Hino, McKay. It's the two Hino ladies, McKay, Team SZ, and it looks like Daniela that have the top spots here. They're going to have to really better these times if they're looking to take that KOM. They're about halfway up at this point. McKay now pressing on. Here comes Hubach in that Danish National Championship. Now McKay from Turbo here, 5.1 watts per kilogram. Points on the line here. Team Turbo with McKay has not taken one of the top times yet. Turbo, I believe, may be able to make this happen here. What kind of a time are we seeing over the top here? And it is going to be McKay taking down third place at 412. Vicky Whitelaw with a 412.8. So that's some points in the pocket there. It looks like 3 points there for McKay. Jarheed now taking down 4, and Revo with, looks like was that Grobler? No, that was, let me take a quick, oh, Daniela actually with a 413, though. It changed up a little bit here. Interesting to see some changes in the overalls. As I'm seeing 422, oh, it's a 1 hour out. We're over. So with the times being only 1 hour out, we'll just have to wait because those were times from earlier that we were looking at. Mistakes were made, everybody. We do not have a leaderboard that can tell us the actual times because we are over an hour and 50 minutes into racing, and the leaderboard only populates for every hour. So they lose their time from 1 hour ago. And obviously they climbed for the first time about, what is it then, going to be 10 minutes, 50 minutes in or so to their race, 50 minutes into the race last time around. So, or their second time around on the course. So there's the update to the second time over the top. Just finished the BK race. Come on, go Revo. Stacey Larkin. Good to see Stacey Larkin cheering her team on. Revo's still involved, that's for sure. Winter Powell, I saw you out there out on course. Great job getting out on there. I believe you're in the D category, killing it, Winter. Good to see Winter Powell. She's cheering on her team, Team Fearless. Great racing in all the categories here coming in from Tepolobium. 3 Swedes in the top group. We're hearing from Delvar with a little bit of a winky face coming on through. Thank you, Fearless, for planning this, coming from Brocado. Nice job out there, Linda Brocado. looking through here. Thank you to everybody. And here's Team Fearless themselves coming on in saying thank you, everyone, for your support for today's event. Huge thank you. No worries, they're Team Fearless. And thanks a lot for putting it on. Sarah Strange says, coming in with some smiley faces, some silly faces as well. Sarah, good to see you in the broadcast. A nice job out there. I did see your name in the results. Now, Turbo trying to close things down here, as you can see. It looks like there's a serious attack here from the Heino trio, actually, and it is going to be Hubach that was on the attack. This is the most dangerous section. We've spoken about this over and over again. That little 6% uphill gradient kick, and it looks like it is going to be Marlene able to go. Team SZ, put him on the back foot perhaps here. 2.1 watts per kilogram. We're kicking into 6%, 7%, 8%. A little bit of a kick now. Vicky Whitelaw in there. Hubach's in there as well. Daniela following, but they've dropped. Have they dropped? No, Hansen's still in there. All the national championship kits still there, which means all the Heino riders still there. Revo was able to go. Daniela, she's got some fans in the peanut gallery, that's for sure, cheering her on. But Daniela there. Revo now hanging in as well. McKay from Turbo on the chase. Grobler, is she going to make a chase, though? Or is she going to allow her? I don't know, because the reality is there's so many points on the line. At the finish line, chasing it down might be the answer. And really, I think it's just a free ride here for Daniela. She just needs to sit in. Marlene Jarheed as well. Just sit in. Don't do anything. Wait until the finish line here. That is going to be what they need to do, actually. Carla Williams, good to see you. Says, holy moly, what a race. Well done, everybody. Good to see you there. These rolling hills are killer. Cheryl Nakamura is saying they absolutely are killer here. And glad you were out there hammering away. This is a tough one. This tough course. Good job, ladies who raced and are still racing. Thanks a lot, Sheriff, for jumping into there. Yeah, 150 Ben Nickerson. They've been out here for quite a while. Just about to finish up 50 miles. It's 52 points, something 53 almost. A little bit of a cheer on for Daniela. Can she take down the likes of the national champions out on course here? We call it an enduro for a reason. We're hearing from Team Fearless. So, as we leave Titans Grove, we need your predictions. Who is going to win out here today? The dinosaurs have been dropped. We are leaving the wells of Titans Grove and going into the flats of the desert here in just a moment. But it's going to be a scorching sprint here. We do have a chase from Jennifer Real here. Team Fearless is not involved, and she is motivated. Team Fearless at the front here for a moment. Back is from Turbo, now backing her off. It looks like McKay there now as well. Team Turbo with 3 riders. Maybe looking to chase something down here. B Ward here from Revo making her way to the front here. Backus again. Now it's 12 seconds. You can almost see them just in the background here, though, as you can see. Looking over the shoulder. There's the chase group. They're within sight, but somebody has to be willing. Put themselves in the front, because Whitelaw says, no, I'm a TT specialist. I'm the national champion of Australia. I'm going to put my head down and work for the likes of Hubach. Work for Hansen. I know Hansen has almost 13 watts per kilogram to give to the line, and she can just sit in and take 36 points down. Will it be another podium sweep for this rock star team that is Heino? Greenwell, though, on the front. 3.4 watts per kilogram coming from this rider. Put your head down and pedal. And we need some big watt type efforts here, though. They got to kick through and really pull this group along a little bit faster as they continue to walk away a little bit. 27 miles per hour here. As you can see, Vicky here just playing with them, it looks like here. Jarheed, Hubach, 4.8, 4.3 here coming from Hubach now as she pulls through. The 3 trio is just team time trialing. They can just keep them at bay if Turbo or somebody does not sacrifice themselves on the front and says, I don't care about the finish. We just need to close this down. But even if they do close it down, it might be a losing effort, because the reality is that they've got 3 up front. They can just rotate and rest and rotate and rest. The games are on. Jarheed, and the ones who are really at the biggest benefit, though, at this point, I think, are Revo and SZ. The reason being is Daniela can sit in because she's got teammates behind that aren't going to be doing any work. They're just going to watch. They're not going to chase down. And if they bring it back, then at that point, they've got Grobler involved still. They still have matches to burn in the pack behind here. So some nice tactical games being played by Team Revo here. Daniela here, 2.9 watts per kilogram, sitting in on Vicky's wheel here at this point. Hubach being the sacrifice. As we said, Hansen, most likely the main sprinter. Look at exactly how we had said earlier. Hansen sitting in, waiting for the moment to pounce here. Will Hansen take it out? I think amongst these riders, Hansen has shown herself to be the strongest, unless we're in pure climbing country, and then I would give it to Hubach here. But Hansen, definitely the one to watch out for in the sprint. Backing off Daniela here, just waiting and resting. Vicky Whitelaw goes to the back. Here comes McKay. Turbo, 9 watts per kilogram. She says enough is enough. We got to kick it. She's putting on the afterblasters here. It's going to be full nitro with Turbo on the front here. 455 here coming from her. Jarheed now not going to go anywhere at this point. She's just waiting almost. McKay, go right through, over the top. Do not wait. Continue on. Take the speed right through. But Daniela says, we're being caught. She goes from way out. This is almost a K out at this point, but that is the move that needs to be made. You have to go from way out when you got 3 up against a team of this kind of strength. Whitelaw now, 8.6. McKay still trying to close it down. She gets responded to. It looks like Grobler from Revo bringing something back. Hubach now in the front. 5.7 watts per kilogram. 2 bends and then the finish. Then it's all done for Team Fearless's world, the classic today. Absolutely amazing job to all the racers out here today. They have absolutely killed it, and we are in the final 500 meters now. Hubach, Heino now. Amazing job here. Who will win the 3rd annual Women's Teams Classic out here? Amazing job here by all of them, and it's going to be Hubach here now taking over. Jarheed now out the front now. Hubach again here. Team Heino, 4.7 watts per kilogram. They're waiting so long. The pack behind not going to be happening. This is the final 300, not even. Are they going to go? They are all waiting, just kind of looking at each other at this point. 6.0 watts per kilogram. Here comes Vicky Whitelaw. She's got an arrow power up. Arrow power up. It's done. It's over. Or Cecilia Hansen got 13 watts per kilogram, 12 watts per kilogram. I was wrong. They might be coming through. Enough speed, but no. Vicky Whitelaw, Cecilia Hansen, Daniela takes down 3rd, though. Amazing job from Daniela there, opening it up. Where is Grobler? It looks like it was Grobler, McKay, and then Grobler, and then Backus, I believe. The next one's across the line. We'll have to wait for the results to come through on Zwift Power. But shout out to Daniela. She came through, it looked like, in 3rd place, upsetting things a little bit there, perhaps, for a few of the riders, actually. Let's see if we can actually get a replay here coming on through. And it looks like we are able to get one here. And the first one to go, it was Whitelaw. Vicky Whitelaw opens it up, 12 watts per kilogram, as you can see. There's the response from Hansen. Daniela, though, sitting on. Look at how perfectly positioned Daniela is there, right on the wheel of Cecilia Hansen. She kicks to 10 watts per kilogram, able to hold on to the wheel. Vicky Whitelaw got the gap immediately, right from the get-go, as you can see, able to come across the line. I'm going to slow it way down in the slow moto to try and see exactly who came through in what place. Hansen, Daniela, looks like Jarheed, followed up by Hubach last, actually. There was a kick behind from McKay, as you can see. She got a solid 1-second gap over Greenwood, and then Grobler, it looks like, was the finishing order for the ladies there. It's gonna go back to them in just a second. Nope, we didn't get a full 20 seconds there. So, but amazing job all around. Huge efforts there. Well done, Revo. We're hearing from Sarah Watmore. Superb effort in all cats. Beautiful ladies. Let's go ahead and jump on over to our ZCL social media here. You guys let us know everything that you thought about the racing out there today as we wait for the results to populate. And as they do, we'll go ahead and give everybody, have a little chat about how things went down on the day today. Huge efforts, though, by everybody. And if you do want to, make sure to head on over to Twitter at Z Community Live. You can find us there. Again, the growing pains, a little bit of mishaps up front. Apologies to everybody. We were able to finally get in with the Ds and the A category, so I'm glad we were able to get all the coverage that we possibly could for those. I know it did disrupt the C and the B category a little bit there, so thanks everybody for sticking it out with us. It was a great race out there. We've been broadcasting for over 2 hours now here for this Women's Teams Classic presented by Team Fearless. Make sure to go give Team Fearless a follow. They do an amazing job. A lot of work has gone into this race today. I'm tired just watching here from Julie Stokes. Clive King said, the future is bright for Zwift women's racing. Amazing efforts, all the ladies. Tough race. We're here. An amazing finish. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that, Delvar, about the commentary. Amazing ladies. Natasha Williams, good to see you. Hanging out, Team Revo. Loving the social media posts. I love them, you guys. They're absolutely great. All the ones that are coming on through. That was hilarious with the Triple Williams out there. Well, Daniela, amazing job. Becca and Tina, we're hearing from Anna Margaret. Well done from Sarah Watmore here as well. Sarah Strange, beautiful ladies. And lots of comments coming on through. And Team Fearless, we'll end up with that. We're also hearing Leah Oliver coming on through. Go Tina, so proud of you. But Fearless, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and go through the results here real quick for the A category as they just finished up their race. While we go and bring those up, make sure that you hit that follow button if you're enjoying the stuff that we're doing here on Zwift Community Live. Also, give us some feedback. We're changing things up a little bit here and there. We've partnered with Koa Sports for their Warrior race on Australia Friday mornings, and that is going to be our evenings, actually, here in the US of A to try and give some more broadcasts for the Americas as well as the lands down under. So, give us some feedback what you think about that. What do you think of the onboard stuff? We used to do a lot of racer onboard stuff all the time. Ian Anderson, Casey Shum, so a lot of people who stream now that have their own channels. But if you like the onboard stuff, maybe we'll bring some more live racing to watch along. And I think the idea of somebody being DS'd with some exciting commentary around their race is kind of a cool idea and feature that we could add to more of the Zwift Community Live races. Maybe we do a team focus. We watched what Heino RT does and how they dominate in the women's race. Maybe having a couple of feeds from some of the women and just focus in on just that team and what they're up to and then being DS through their race. Lots of cool ideas about hanging out with the community. But make sure to hit that follow button. Give us some feedback in the socials, and we'll pay attention here at ZCL. But again, the results for today, Vicky Whitelaw, Heino, again, pulling it off. Who's going to challenge them? Shout out to any ladies out there that can do so. Get the training on. Not on Zwift yet. You're, a fledgling wanna be an elite esports racer out on Zwift. Get out here, challenge that Heino RT team because it's not happening lately, except for a straight Daniela because Cecilia Hansen took second. Thought she would take down that sprint, unable to do so. It looks like, but a straight Daniela from Revo, huge effort from her, able to take down third place. Marlene Jarheed there upsets Louise Hubach though for fourth place for Team SZ. Louise Hubach coming in for fifth. Helen McKay for Turbo wins the second group sprint, followed by Davina Greenwell from Cryogen. Tina Grobler from Revo coming through, followed by Stephanie Sidlik from Team Vixen, Charlotte Backus, and then Becca Ward. Solid job to Becca out there. Jennifer Rio coming through, trying to keep it real in the sprint, but unable to do so. Ends up being, it looks like, at the back end of that pack. Then coming on through outside of that pack was Krista Kaditz, followed up by Estelle Marie, Carolyn Murray, and then Caroline Sellen, Karen Loomis, Beth York, Monalee Keller, looks like as well coming on through. Devil Souls Parker from KRT, solid results. Ellen Ebefelt, sorry, missed you in there as well. Angela McCrae, Katrina Weiss, Leah Brewer, Claudia Baring, fell back a little ways there perhaps. Long day in the mountains for her. I believe, as I think she's out in Colorado still. So maybe at elevation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you for the commentary. No problem, everybody. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Great job to all the ladies out there. Great job to Team Fearless. If you do want to watch the broadcast back and catch some of the highlights in the VOD, you can find us on YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, as well as Facebook. Our next live stream is going to be tomorrow on Zwift Live. So not Zwift Community Live's live stream, but Zwift Live will be live tomorrow with the men's Zwift Academy Finals race on Zwift, just like we had last week for the women's Zwift Academy Finals. We saw last week Samara Shepard take that down amongst the finalists, but Jess Pratt won the contract. Interesting to see. So it's not always the rider who wins in the Zwift Academy Finals race. It's just one of the markers that they use. And obviously Jess was able to go with Samara and almost win up against her on Zwift, but there may be a couple other factors playing, obviously. It's always about the best fit, but amazing job by all of those finalists last week. But now it's the men's turn tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow for that on Zwift Live. And then we are going to have some new broadcasts scheduled this next week on ZCL. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and all the places to know when that's going to be. We always schedule them on Facebook. We try to be at least 24 hours out. But our ZwiftCommunityLive.com spot is where you can always see the countdown timer to our next stream. All right, pretty long-winded. Thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. Great job to all the ladies out there, and you know the drill. As always, right on.